Judges not suited to determine winners of election. Nigeria must end the shame in its electoral laws. So why is he coming to talk now, Falana? Okay, Falana has been quiet all through the issue of Tinubu's certificate forgery, because in 1999, when the issue came up for the first time, he was the lawyer that defended Tinubu against Gani Fawehinmi, okay, in the court, and he succeeded in that case, and that success is what is being what is being used now as foundation to establish this one now. So Falana, in a way, established this issue of forgery for Tinubu to use as foundation and to get what he's getting today. And that is why throughout the issue of Tinubu's certificate forgery, Falana did not utter a word. Now Supreme Court has passed the judgment sustaining Tinubu's presidency and victory. Now he's coming to talk. I think this man must be talking from both sides of his mouth. Okay, when they were constituting the members of the appeal court panel for the election petition tribunal, and as constituting members of the Supreme Court to also do the hearing of the appeal from the lower court, why didn't you speak? Why are you talking now? That is the challenge, and that is the question. So let's dive into the details. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana's son has said judges are not suited to determine the winners of election in an ideal society. Falana, who appeared on Channel's TV program on Friday, maintained that determining winners of election is an exclusive reserve of the Independent National Electoral Commission, and if things are done the way they should be done. Can you imagine? So the top lawyer remarked his reaction to the Supreme Court ruling which held the victory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in February. Falana said, no doubt the judgment of the Supreme Court ascended the electoral contestations as far as the presidential election conducted in February this year is concerned, but for sure it is not a judicial endorsement of the conduct of the election by INEC. Okay, and what I mean is that even with the judgment, it is very clear that Nigeria has a long way to go in terms of ensuring that credible elections are conducted, elections that will be devoid of acrimony, elections that all of us will be proud of. But we are still a long way from there, even with the judgment. Yes, for now, the presidential election is concluded. It should have been concluded in February, but it has just been concluded by the Supreme Court, and it should not be so. The judiciary should not determine the winners of elections. Judges are not suited to determine the winners of elections. That is a job that is the exclusive reserve of INEC if things are done properly, and that is why we must put an end to the shame that has become our law in terms of conducting elections, Falana says. So according to Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Senior Advocate, Nigeria must always remember that it has the highest concentration of black people in the planet, and hence has a bigger obligation to put its house in order so that black people are not insulted all over the world. You see? So he stated that it does not take much to conduct a decent election if the political class is honest and committed to transparent election. Now, in its verdict on Thursday, the Supreme Court confirmed President Bola Tinubu's election and dismissed the challenges of the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and that of Labour Party Peter Obi. Okay, so what is Falana trying to say now? That the Nigerian judicial system has failed us. That's what it means. And secondly, INEC has failed us, because ordinarily INEC should have done a very credible election in a sane society so that there will be little or nothing to contest at the court. But INEC failed and judiciary took over. Judiciary also failed because a lot of things they upheld were not supposed to be upheld. That is it. And a lot of evidences that they threw away were not supposed to be thrown away. So the question is, why is Falana not speaking now? Now that everything is already over, why is he speaking now? This is not the right time to speak. I tell you. So, but even though he tried to put his objective view, he knows the flaws in that Tinubu certificate forgery, in that election petition tribunal, and in the Supreme Court judgment. He knows the flaws, but he will not come out to say them. He just telling that judiciary is not the best place to, or it's not the best group to determine election success. Okay, but the question is, how did the case get to judiciary? The politicians are influencing the judiciary. The judiciary also want to make money. So things are not normal in Nigeria. That is the truth. But why didn't you come out to speak when they were constituting the members of the tribunal and members of the Supreme Court to listen or to hear the case? So let's see. There are a few comments. Somebody saying this man is the only person I respect. Okay, oh, why is he speaking now? And somebody is saying here, anyone whose ambition, desire, or interest always causes confusion among other people and also bring controversy or dispute, it is an indication that God is not involved in such ambition, desire, or interest, because God is not an author of confusion, but of peace, love, justice, unity, and truth. So what is that supposed to mean? This is a nice presentation from a well-represented son, though there was good technical arrangement made by ANEC, but later compromised even when crazy money was involved. Example of what the son is saying was the technical process which later cleared the outcome of Oshunguba election 2022, and all the parties had known their fate before the final pronouncement of the Supreme Court. Electorates should be allowed to decide who governs them, not court, but our politicians will continue to undermine this process no matter the amendment to Electoral Act. And that is it. They will continue to undermine the process. This is just a wish, and I don't think that is possible in Nigeria. Nigerians will contest any election in court, no matter how clear it could be. Reasons being that they will be looking for technicalities to pick holes in the electoral law, and also looking for the possibility of him influencing the decision of the judges, like he just